Alarms blared and red lights flashed as the horizon rocked under a barrage of enemy fire. Captain Jack Rylance barked orders from his command chair, his voice cutting through the chaos. "They're targeting our cloaking device. If we don't move now, we're dead." Jack's gaze flicked to the tactical display, which showed multiple Sothar ships closing in. Lieutenant Sarah Chen, at the navigation console, responded with swift precision. "Engaging evasive maneuvers, Captain." The horizon shuddered violently as it veered away from the incoming fire, its cloaking device flickering under the strain. The Sothar, relentless in their pursuit, were attempting to pin them down, their weapons systems relentlessly locking onto the horizon's weakened signals. Jack's jaw tightened. "We need to find out what they're hiding. Collins, enhance the scans." Ensign Collins, a young officer with sharp instincts, worked quickly at his station. The screen flickered, revealing the imposing figure of the Sothar command ship, the Leviathan. It radiated a powerful energy signature that dwarfed anything Jack had seen before. "Captain, the Leviathan's energy output is off the charts. They must be powering something massive," Collins reported, his voice tinged with awe and fear. Jack's eyes narrowed. "That ship is hiding something devastating. We need to get closer and find out what." As the horizon cloaked and maneuvered through the vast expanse of space, the Sothar fleet's sensors scanned frantically, trying to detect the elusive Terran ship. The crew held their breath, knowing one misstep could mean annihilation. The bridge was tense with silence, broken only by the soft hum of the ship's engines and the occasional beeping of the control panels. The Horizon, a masterpiece of Terran engineering, was built for stealth and reconnaissance, but even its advanced technology was being pushed to its limits by the relentless Sothar pursuit. "Lieutenant Chen, plot a course to slip through their formation," Jack ordered, his eyes never leaving the tactical display. "We need to get within range of the Leviathan without being detected." "Aye, Captain," Sarah replied, her fingers dancing across the console as she plotted the course. As the horizon inched closer to the Leviathan, Jack's mind raced with possibilities. The Sothar were known for their brutality and technological prowess, but this new development hinted at something far more dangerous. Whatever the Leviathan was powering, it had to be stopped. "Prepare an infiltration team," Jack commanded, turning to his chief engineer, Marcus O'Brien. "We're going in." Marcus nodded, a determined look on his face. "I'll get the team ready, Captain. We'll be in and out before they know it." The infiltration team, led by Jack, moved swiftly and silently through the corridors of the Leviathan. The massive ship's interior was a maze of dimly lit passageways and ominous machinery, echoing with the hum of the unknown power source. Every step was a gamble, every shadow a potential threat. In the heart of the Leviathan, they found what they were looking for: blueprints and schematics for a planet-destroying weapon, far beyond anything humanity had ever faced. Sarah quickly copied the data while Jack kept watch, his nerves on edge. "We've got what we need. Let's move," Jack whispered, signaling the team to fall back. Back on the horizon, alarms blared anew as systems began to fail. Jack's heart sank as he realized they had been sabotaged. Davis, a trusted crew member, had betrayed them, disabling critical systems and leaving them vulnerable. "Davis, why?" Jack's voice was filled with a mix of disbelief and anger as the traitor was dragged to the brig. "I didn't have a choice," Davis spat back, his eyes wild. "The Sothar made me do it." "Get him out of here," Jack ordered, his mind already shifting to damage control. "Sarah, Marcus, we need those systems back online, now." The horizon shuddered as it limped away from the Leviathan, barely evading the Sothar's relentless pursuit. The crew worked frantically to repair the damage, knowing that one more hit could spell their end. "We've got partial power back, Captain," Marcus reported, sweat dripping from his brow. "It's not much, but it'll hold." "Set course for Xandor," Jack commanded. "It's our only chance." The horizon surged forward, the stars blurring into streaks as it jumped to FTL. Behind them, the Sothar fleet continued their pursuit, a relentless tide of destruction. Jack's mind raced with the implications of the data they had recovered. The weapon the Sothar were developing could annihilate entire planets, and Xandor held the key to stopping it. As they neared Xandor, the tension on the bridge was palpable. The Horizon sensors picked up a massive Sothar warship lying in wait, ready to intercept them. "All hands, prepare for battle," Jack commanded, his voice steely with resolve. "This isn't over yet." The Horizon dropped out of FTL, the alien world of Xandor looming before them. The Sothar warship powered up its weapons, and the Horizon's crew braced for impact. Jack's eyes locked onto the tactical display. "We've come this far. We're not backing down now." The Sothar warship fired, and the Horizon veered sharply, narrowly, avoiding the deadly blasts. The crew worked in perfect unison, their training and determination driving them forward. "We need to buy ourselves some time," Jack said, his mind racing for a solution. "Chen, take us into the planet's atmosphere. We can use it to our advantage." Sarah nodded, her hands steady on the controls. The Horizon dove towards Xandor, its engines straining as it entered the planet's atmosphere. The Sothar warship followed, its weapons still blazing. "Hold on, everyone," Jack called out as the ship shuddered violently. The Horizon weaved through the turbulent skies, using the planet's natural defenses to evade the Sothar's attacks. As they approached the surface, the ancient cities of Xandor came into view, their spires and ruins a testament to a long-lost civilization. "We're here," Jack said, his voice filled with determination. "Let's find what we need and finish this." The Horizon glided silently through the void, its cloaking device rendering it nearly invisible to the Sothar fleet. Captain Jack Rylance stood on the bridge, eyes locked on the Leviathan, the massive enemy command ship looming ominously ahead. "Marcus, status on the cloaking?" Jack asked, his voice a steady anchor amid the tension. Engineer Marcus O'Brien glanced up from his console, his face a mask of concentration. "Holding steady, Captain. But we're pushing it to its limits. One misstep, and they'll see us." "Understood. Sarah, you and Marcus are with me. Time to board the Leviathan." In the dimly lit hangar bay, Jack led his team onto the sleek boarding pod. They moved with practiced efficiency, each step measured and deliberate. The pod detached silently from the Horizon, slipping through the Sothar patrols like a shadow. The Leviathan's vast hull soon filled their viewports. The pod latched onto an airlock, and with a soft hiss, the hatch opened. Jack and his team donned their helmets, activating their suit's stealth systems. "Stay close, keep quiet," Jack whispered. "We're here for intel, not a fight." They moved through the Leviathan's labyrinthine corridors, the ship's oppressive architecture pressing in on them. The hum of alien machinery and the distant murmurs of the Sothar crew created an eerie backdrop. Jack led them to a central control room. Sarah hacked the door's security panel with deft precision, and they slipped inside. The room was a stark contrast to the cold corridors filled with holographic displays and intricate control interfaces. "Marcus, download everything you can find," Jack ordered. As Marcus worked, Jack and Sarah stood guard. Jack's eyes swept the room, noting every detail. A soft chime signaled Marcus's success. "Got it. Schematics, weapon specs, the works," Marcus said, his voice tinged with satisfaction. "Good. Let's move." They retraced their steps, slipping back through the corridors. But as they neared their pod, alarms blared. Lights flickered, and the airlock sealed shut. "They know we're here," Sarah hissed. "Plan B," Jack said, his voice calm despite the urgency. "We take a detour." Navigating the Leviathan's bowels, they found a maintenance hatch leading to an emergency exit. They climbed swiftly, the sounds of pursuing Sothar echoing below. Bursting into a secondary hangar, they commandeered a small Sothar shuttle. Jack took the controls, his hands moving with practiced ease. "Hold on," he warned, as the shuttle rocketed out of the hangar, narrowly avoiding a barrage of enemy fire. They streaked back towards the Horizon. The docking sequence was a tense ballet of precision and speed. Once aboard, Jack barked orders. "Sarah, get us out of here. Marcus, make sure Davis is secured. I want answers." On the bridge, the tension was palpable. The Sothar fleet had detected them and was in pursuit. "Cloaking device re-engaged," Sarah reported. "We're still in their sensors range, but we've got a head start." Jack nodded. Plot a course for Xandor. We need to analyze this data and find a countermeasure. In the brig, Davis was a picture of defiance. Jack stood before him, eyes hard. Why? Jack demanded. Davis sneered. You'll never understand. The Sothar are the future. We're just relics of a dying species. Lock him down, Jack ordered, turning away. We've got bigger problems. The Horizon raced towards Xandor, the Sothar fleet relentless in their pursuit. Jack returned to the bridge, where Marcus and Sarah were already working on deciphering the stolen data. This is incredible, Marcus said, awe in his voice. The Sothar weapon is beyond anything we've seen. But there's hope. Xandor's ancient tech might hold the key to countering it. Jack leaned over the console, studying the schematics. We need to get to Xandor and fast. How long until we're in range? 2 hours, Sarah replied. But the Sothar are gaining. We won't have much time once we arrive. Then we make every second count. Prepare for immediate deployment upon arrival. We need to convince the Xandorians to help us. As the Horizon approached Xandor, the planet's surface came into view, a landscape dotted with ancient ruins, a testament to a once great civilization. Entering Xandor's atmosphere, Sarah announced, "Prepare for landing." The Horizon touched down on a rocky plain near a sprawling ruin. Jack led a small team, including Sarah and Marcus, out of the ship. The air was thick with tension as they approached the ruins. Xandorian warriors emerged from the shadows, their leader stepping forward. Tall and imposing, with an air of ancient wisdom, he regarded the humans with wary eyes. "Who are you, and why have you come?" the Xandorian leader demanded. Jack stepped forward, meeting his gaze. "I am Captain Jack Rylance of the Terran ship Horizon. We need your help to stop the Sothar." The leader's eyes narrowed. "Why should we trust you?" "Because if we fail, your world and many others will be destroyed. We have knowledge of a weapon that can counter theirs, but we need your ancient technology to make it work." The leader considered Jack's words, then nodded slowly. "Very well. We will help you. But know this, the Sothar are relentless. We must act quickly." The Horizon raced towards Xandor, the ancient planet appearing as a beacon of hope amid the encroaching darkness of the Sothar fleet. Captain Jack Rylance stood on the bridge, his eyes fixed on the view screen. The stakes had never been higher, but he was determined to protect his crew and their mission. "Prepare for atmospheric entry," Jack commanded, his voice steady despite the tension. "We need to reach the Xandorian leaders before the Sothar catch up." The Horizon shuddered as it penetrated Xandor's atmosphere, the ship's advanced systems straining to keep them invisible to Sothar sensors. Lieutenant Sarah Chen monitored the descent, her fingers dancing across her console. "We're almost there, Captain," she reported. "I've sent our identification codes to the Xandorians. They should be expecting us." "Welcome, Captain Rylance," the leader intoned. "Your message was clear. The solar threat must be dealt with swiftly. Follow me, we have much to discuss." "These are our planet's ancient defenses," the leader explained. "They have not been used in centuries, but with your help, we can activate them." Sarah and Marcus O'Brien set to work integrating the Xandorian systems with the Horizon's technology. It was a delicate task, requiring precision and skill, but the urgency of the situation propelled them forward. Outside, the Sothar fleet descended upon Xandor, their ships forming a menacing blockade in the sky. Jack returned to the Horizon, his mind racing with strategies to hold off the invasion. "Status report," he barked as he entered the bridge. "We've detected multiple enemy ships entering the atmosphere," Ensign Collins replied. "They'll be within firing range in minutes." "Prepare all defensive systems," Jack ordered. "We need to buy Sarah and Marcus as much time as possible." The Horizon's weapon systems sprang to life, targeting the approaching Sothar ships. Laser cannons and missile launchers hummed with readiness as the first wave of enemy fighters swooped in. "Fire at will," Jack commanded, his voice a beacon of resolve. The ensuing battle was fierce. The Horizon's advanced weaponry, combined with the Xandorian defenses, created a formidable barrier. Explosions lit up the sky as Sothar ships were torn apart by the relentless barrage. Yet, the enemy pressed on, their numbers overwhelming. Inside the horizon, Sarah and Marcus raced against time. Sparks flew as they calibrated the ancient Xandorian systems, sweat dripping from their brows. "We're almost there," Marcus muttered, his hands steady despite the chaos. "Just a few more connections," Sarah added, her voice tight with concentration. The ship rocked violently as a Sothar cruiser managed to breach their defenses, sending shockwaves through the hull. Jack clung to his command chair, eyes locked on the tactical display. "Status on those systems, Sarah?" he called out. "Almost there." Sarah's triumphant shout echoed through the bridge as the final connection snapped into place. A hum of energy filled the air as the ancient defenses powered up. Massive energy beams shot from the ground, slicing through the Sothar fleet with devastating precision. The tide of battle shifted as the Xandorian technology unleashed its full power. Admiral Zathar, aboard his flagship, watched in disbelief as his forces were decimated. He snarled, fists clenched in rage. "Retreat!" he roared to his crew. "Fall back and regroup." The Sothar ships began to withdraw, their formation breaking apart under the relentless assault. The Horizon's crew erupted in cheers as the enemy retreated, but Jack remained focused. "Prepare for possible counterattacks," he instructed. "We can't let our guard down yet." Back on Xandor, the Xandorian leader approached Jack, gratitude evident in their eyes. "You have our deepest thanks, Captain Rylance," they said. "Your bravery and skill have saved our world." Jack nodded, his expression solemn. "We couldn't have done it without your cooperation. Together, we've made a difference." As the Horizon lifted off from Xandor, its systems humming with new energy, Jack felt a surge of pride. They had faced insurmountable odds and emerged victorious, but he knew this was just the beginning. The Sothar would return, and they needed to be ready. In the aftermath of the battle, the Horizon's crew worked tirelessly to repair the damage and prepare for the next confrontation. The bond between the humans and Xandorians grew stronger, forged in the heat of battle and the shared determination to protect their worlds. Jack stood on the bridge, gazing out at the stars. The path ahead was fraught with danger, but he was ready. With allies by his side and the strength of humanity's resolve, he knew they could face whatever challenges lay ahead. The Horizon and Xandorian forces braced for the incoming Sothar armada, their senses heightened by the tension in the air. Captain Jack Rylance paced the bridge, his mind racing through possible strategies. The ancient Xandorian defenses, guided by Seraph, had decimated the first wave, but the second wave was larger and more menacing. "Captain, the Sothar ships are forming attack vectors," Sarah reported, her voice steady despite the growing dread. Jack nodded, his eyes fixed on the tactical display. "Marcus, status on the temporal displacement device?" "Almost ready, Captain." "Just need to fine-tune the energy output," Marcus replied, sweat beading on his forehead as he worked tirelessly. As the Xandorian energy weapons blazed against the dark void, Admiral Zathar's voice crackled through the comms. "Terran Captain, your defiance will be your undoing. Prepare to face the full might of the Sothar Empire." Jack's jaw tightened. "We'll see about that," he muttered, cutting the transmission. "Sarah, prepare for countermeasures. Marcus, we need that device operational now." "Give me 2 minutes," Marcus grunted, his fingers flying over the console. Outside, the battle raged. Xandorian ships maneuvered gracefully, their energy weapons striking with precision. The Horizon fired its plasma cannons, targeting the Sothar ships with deadly accuracy. Yet despite their efforts, the Sothar armada pushed forward, their relentless assault threatening to overwhelm the defenders. Suddenly, Seraph's calm voice broke through the din. "Captain, the Xandorian defenses have detected an anomaly in the Sothar formation. They are preparing a focused attack on our primary energy core." Jack's heart skipped a beat. "Sarah, divert power to shields around the energy core." "Marcus, we don't have much time." "I'm on it," Marcus yelled back, making the final adjustments. The Horizon shuddered as enemy fire intensified. Jack watched the tactical display, noting the Sothar ships' converging paths. He needed a decisive move, something to break their momentum. His eyes fell on the temporal displacement device. "Marcus, initiate the device now," Jack ordered. Marcus took a deep breath and pressed the activation switch. The ship vibrated as the device powered up, its energy signature enveloping the horizon. A bright pulse emanated from the ship, expanding outward. The effect was immediate. Sothar ships caught within the pulse faltered, their systems disrupted. The temporal displacement caused confusion and chaos among the enemy ranks. Ships veered off course, colliding with each other or spiraling into disarray. "Direct hit," Sarah exclaimed. "The Sodar formation is breaking apart." Jack allowed himself a brief smile. "Good work, everyone. Keep up the pressure." Despite the initial success, Admiral Zathar's flagship remained a formidable opponent. The Leviathan, damaged but not defeated, unleashed a barrage of heavy plasma fire. The horizon's shields buckled under the strain, alarms blaring throughout the ship. "Shields at 20%, Sarah shouted over the noise. Jack clenched his fists. "Seraph, any suggestions?" "The Leviathan's power core is exposed due to previous damage. A precise strike could disable it," Seraph replied. Jack turned to Marcus. "Prepare a torpedo barrage. Target their power core." "Aye, Captain." Locking on now, Marcus responded, his hands steady despite the chaos. The horizon's torpedo bays opened, and a salvo of high-yield torpedoes streaked towards the Leviathan. The Sothar flagship's defenses fired back, but they were too late. The torpedoes found their mark, striking the power core in a series of blinding explosions. The Leviathan shuddered violently. On the bridge, Admiral Zathar roared in fury as his flagship's systems went dark. "You may have won this battle, Terran, but the war is far from over." His voice cut off abruptly as the flagship lost all power. Jack exhaled slowly, the tension easing slightly. "Sarah, status report." "Leviathan is disabled, Captain. The remaining Sodar ships are retreating," she said, relief evident in her voice. Jack nodded. "Excellent. Marcus, Sarah, well done. We've bought ourselves some time." As the surviving Sothar ships jumped to FTL, the Horizon and Zandorian forces regrouped. The battlefield, once a chaotic maelstrom, now lay quiet, the wreckage of Sothar ships scattered across the void. On the bridge, Jack turned to his crew, their faces showing a mix of exhaustion and triumph. "We've faced down the might of the Sothar Empire and emerged victorious. But our work isn't done. We need to secure the technology we've discovered and prepare for any future threats." Sarah stepped forward, her expression determined. "Captain, the Zandorian leader wants to speak with you. They have information about a hidden Sothar agenda that could change everything." Jack's eyes narrowed. "Patch them through." The view screen flickered, revealing the Zandorian leader's solemn face. "Captain Rylance, we have intercepted a distress signal from within the Sothar fleet. A faction is rebelling against Admiral Zathar's tyranny. They seek an alliance." Jack felt a surge of hope mingled with caution. "An alliance with the Sothar? Can we trust them?" The Zandorian leader nodded. "Their message is genuine. They are willing to help us take down Zathar once and for all." Jack considered the implications. Forming an alliance with the Sothar rebels could be the key to ending the war. But it also carried significant risks. He turned to his crew, seeking their input. Sarah spoke up first. "It's a risk, but if they're genuine, it could turn the tide in our favor." Marcus nodded. "Agreed. We need all the help we can get." Jack made his decision. "Send a response to the rebels. Arrange a meeting. We need to hear what they have to say." The Horizon's crew listened intently as the distress signal crackled through the bridge's speakers. The voice on the other end was strained but resolute. "This is Commander Varan of the Sothar Rebellion. We need assistance. Admiral Zathar's tyranny cannot continue." Captain Jack Rylance's mind raced. The Sothar, their sworn enemy, now had a faction rebelling against their own leadership. This could be an opportunity to not only dismantle Zathar's fleet, but also to secure an unexpected ally. He turned to his crew, their faces a mix of exhaustion and determination. "We have a choice to make," Jack said, his voice steady. "Do we aid these rebels or do we finish Zathar ourselves?" Lieutenant Sarah Chen spoke up first. "Captain, if we help them, We could turn the tide in this sector. We've seen what they can do. Imagine that power redirected towards our common enemy. Marcus O'Brien, the ship's engineer, nodded. Agreed. It's a risk, but the potential payoff is huge. And it's the right thing to do. Jack glanced at the holographic display of the Sothar fleet. All right. Open a channel to Commander Veron. The screen flickered and a stern, yet hopeful, Sothar face appeared. This is Captain Jack Rylance of the Terran ship Horizon. We're prepared to assist you. What's your plan? Veron's eyes gleamed with a mix of relief and determination. Thank you, Captain Rylance. We have loyalists positioned within Zathar's fleet, ready to strike from within. We just need cover and support to break through his defenses. Jack nodded. Understood. Prepare your forces. We'll coordinate our attack. The bridge buzzed with renewed energy as orders were relayed. The Horizon moved into position, the Xandorian allies readying their ancient defenses. The combined fleet of humans, Xandorians, and Sothar rebels surged towards Zathar's flagship, the Leviathan, a massive and menacing shadow against the stars. As the battle commenced, laser fire and plasma bursts filled the void. The Horizon weaved through the chaos, its weapon systems targeting critical points on Zathar's vessels. Fire at will, Jack commanded. Focus on their engines and weapons arrays. The ship shuddered as it took hits, but the coordinated assault from the rebels and allies was relentless. On the view screen, Zathar's ship struggled to maintain formation as internal sabotage from the rebels caused disarray. Commander Veron, status report, Jack barked through the comms. We've breached their central command. Zathar is losing control, Veron replied, his voice triumphant. On the Horizon's bridge, the tension was palpable. Every crew member knew the stakes. Jack's eyes darted across the tactical display, analyzing the battle's ebb and flow. Sarah, divert power to the forward shields. Marcus, prepare the temporal displacement device. We may need it to turn the tide if they regroup. As the battle raged on, the Horizon delivered a decisive blow to one of Zathar's key cruisers. The ship exploded, sending debris scattering through space. Captain, their defenses are crumbling, Sarah reported, her voice filled with hope. But Zathar was not ready to concede. His flagship, the Leviathan, unleashed a powerful counterattack, targeting the Horizon directly. Brace for impact, Jack shouted as the ship rocked violently. Consoles sparked and alarms blared. We're hit, but still operational, Marcus reported, his hands flying over the controls. Shields at 30%. Jack gritted his teeth. We need to end this now. All power to the main cannons. Target the Leviathan's command center. The Horizon's cannons charged, glowing with lethal energy. Just as Zathar's flagship prepared another assault, the Horizon fired. The concentrated beam of energy sliced through the Leviathan's armor, striking its core. The view screen showed a massive explosion rippling through Zathar's flagship. The Leviathan shuddered, then erupted in a fiery inferno, fragments spinning off into the void. Silence fell over the Horizon's bridge as the crew watched the remnants of Zathar's flagship disintegrate. The once dominant Sothar fleet began to scatter, their morale shattered. We did it, Jack breathed, relief washing over him. Veron, the Leviathan is down. Zathar is finished. Veron's image flickered onto the screen, a mix of exhaustion and elation on his face. Thank you, Captain Rylance. The Sothar rebellion owes you a great debt. We will remember this alliance. The battle was over, but the journey had just begun. The Horizon and its crew had not only survived, but had changed the course of the conflict. As they set course for Terran space, the crew reflected on their experiences. They had formed unexpected alliances, faced insurmountable odds, and emerged victorious. Jack stood at the bridge, looking out into the stars. The galaxy was vast and full of challenges, but humanity had proven its resilience and ingenuity. We're not just surviving, Jack said to himself. We're thriving, and we'll be ready for whatever comes next.